Your Daily 180, 180 seconds of pure Bible study.
For the last 2 weeks, we've been discussing the idea of holy marriage. We've been looking at Ephesians chapter 5, verses 22 through 33. Today, I want to offer some final remarks about requirements for a holy marriage. We've said early on that the best marriage will be between a faithful husband and a faithful wife, people who are not only faithful to one another, but more importantly, faithful to the Lord. And so I would encourage everyone who is participating in this Bible study to take just a moment to examine yourself, because you see, a holy marriage requires holy people. If you believe that Jesus is the Son of God, have you surrendered your life to King Jesus? That requires repentance. Not just saying no to sin, but saying yes to Jesus. Confessed your faith in Him and been baptized for the forgiveness of sins. If you haven't, we'd like to help you. We'll study more with you. Send me an email. The email address will come up. But let me ask you this. If you are a child of God, what about your personal purity? What about the things you view on the internet or the things you watch on TV? What about the conversations that you have? What about the activities you're engaged in? You need to take just a moment to examine yourself. And if they're not activities that are consistent with the Christian life, if you don't have a life of purity and holiness, you can't have a holy marriage. You might be the kind of individual that you and your spouse attend worship every Sunday, every Wednesday. But if you're not holy, you don't have a holy marriage. We need to think about our responsibility. And someone says, well, I've got some private things going on, but no one knows about it. It won't hurt anything. Oh, yes, it will. In Joshua chapter 6, 7, and 8, we read about a man named Achan. And he committed sin that no one knew about, but eventually his family learned about it, and it cost them. About 37 men died because of his private sin. Let me tell you something. If you're engaged in private sin, you need to deal with it. You need to make purity a priority in your life. You need to do everything you can to contribute to a holy marriage by being a holy individual. Join us again next week for your Daily 180.